Yabusele?
Yes, Gershon.
Yeah. Gershon's easier to say.
Yeah.
He sounds really intriguing. Is it hard to judge because he's been playing at a lower level in France? Or he got up to A this year, right?
He played Pro A this year, and he's played for the French junior national teams. He's played at Euro Camp before, so he has played against a decent level. So he has a nice kind of track record of film to work off, and seeing him in person when he's playing in France. Very physical kid. Looks like he could probably go to the Cardinals facility right now and try out for them. Really strong, about 6'8", but really long arms, and shoots the ball pretty well. So he's an interesting guy.
With him, do you project out a fitter version of him, like because of skill and athleticism, what he would look like, or is he the Boris type that will just carry it?
He got to the workout pretty well, so I think he's just a very naturally stocky guy. Mm-hmm. So obviously the guys here are awesome, and whoever comes in, they'll make better athletically. But I think he's just has a big frame, so I think it's a little bit deceiving in terms of his fitness. He got through all the workout fine, and there was no issues. He got through the run and survived. So.
With international players like him projecting, is it easier for you guys to do that internationally versus someone who's maybe got a year or two of just college?
No, everything's kind of independently kind of assessed, I guess is the best way to put it. So we have experience watching Gershon. He's played at a high level. Obviously, we can't just drive and watch him play at Arizona, and there's maybe not quite as deep a live look at him, but it's the same issues and positive, negative in terms of rejection and experience you run into with international guys as well. So he's a mature kid. He's played at a pro level, so it helps him in that regard. But it's a different game. So projecting how they adjust over here is something that those guys have to deal with at the college guys. Again, the projection to the NBA is kind of a little bit different when you're doing it.
Is it more difficult to get kind of the background information on him, like talking to people who know him personally, on not just him, but guys overseas in general?
Not quite. We have a really good international scout, Emilio Kovacic, who's really well connected, and through the rest of our staff, we're over there a lot, so all of us have our independent connections, and luckily English is pretty widely spoken. My French stinks, so but you still have an ability to kind of talk to a lot of people, whether it's just the French or people that have the national team or his club team, and people that play with him, whether it's an imported American that played with him in the past. There's streams of kind of information you can tap into to try and get more background.
What pops out about him in person that you don't see on tape? You see him against this type of size Americans.
His ability to shoot is probably one of the things that you look at him, you don't expect him to be able to step out and hit the three like he does. Physically, again, he's just really strong and impressive. He's lower body, he's got wide hips, he's got strong legs. So anytime you see a guy moving around and that big, moving around pretty well, those are the things that kind of pop when you see him live.
Does Stone look physically different than he did during the college season already?
A little bit, because now these guys, I think he's been training down in Florida, so now they can kind of focus on getting their body ready, and that's their focus, getting their body ready, working on the court. So you can see his body's trimmed up a little bit, which is pretty normal for most of the guys during this process, because it becomes their full-time job now, as opposed to they're going to class and doing other things. Now they can kind of work out a lot more each day, get on the court and do the strength work and do the fitness work. And most guys that come in, you can see some improvement in their physique.
What do you think of his game? I know he had a pretty inconsistent year at Maryland, but that's expected of such a young player.
Yeah, very soft touch, very strong player. So when he does get into the post and move guys around, he's pretty skilled. So there's different things he can do offensively that are pretty interesting. And again, a kid his size, when he really gets rolling, he's got really soft hands, which kind of helps him catching the ball and then finishing things around the rim.
Did you get an advanced scouting report from Alex?
From Alex? Yeah, he's like the Maryland pump guy. So we've had Jake in. We keep up. I'm from Baltimore, so I know all the Maryland guys pretty well too, and keep track of them. So we got a bunch of guys to talk to about Maryland. But Alex, usually anytime any guy comes in, whether it's a Kentucky guy or NC State guy, all those guys show up. So I think Alex missed it today. Yeah, he definitely keeps me abreast on all the Maryland comings and goings. So you have to take in the bias when he's giving his full evaluation.
He gets a immaturity tag. Where does that stem from, or is there concerns about that?
I'm not sure where exactly it comes from. He's a young kid. He came into a really good Maryland team this year, and probably, maybe expectations were high for him to like dominate right away, but he was like a normal freshman. He had some really, really big games for him, so I'm not sure exactly what it stems from, but he did fine today and didn't show any of that.
He never shot threes there, but apparently has a touch. Is that
Yeah,
something
in
you've
drills
seen?
and stuff, yeah, he shot it, pretty well. Again, it's another thing that maybe he had at Maryland, but they didn't need or didn't want to kind of utilize. But now he's got a chance to go down and really kind of work on shooting the NBA three ball. It's a really long shot, and he hit a fair amount today during the drill work.
You mentioned he has soft hands. Do you think he's capable as a pick and roll dive man, or is he more of a back to the basket guy?
I think both. Obviously, you're a big man. If you're a back-to-basket guy, you're going to be a dive guy pretty strong, too. So he can do both, I think. And he catches the ball well, playing out of the pick and roll, and he catches it well in the post. So I can get a little bit of both.
Hammonds is further along in age than most guys. Does that affect how his stock?
It has its advantages, and he's very experienced. And physically, you can see his body and his weight and his strength. That he's had more time to just mature. So there's advantages to it. And, in terms of like disadvantages, you can judge it all kind of independently based on what you think of the player. So he's physically, you can see he's filled out pretty well right now, and he's got great size.
It looks like he's developed over 4 years, but his role didn't really grow there. But you can see how he's improved.
Well, I think he has improved and has developed, and obviously he's had the benefit probably of playing with another couple of big guys at Purdue. They had probably the biggest front line for rotation at the 5 in maybe the nation. So, so he's learned to play with different types of guys, play in different settings, and he's managed to produce the entire time.